Time now for another review. And what are we reviewing this time?
Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
Yes, we are. And so this is something we're obviously doing more of on the vlogs channel along with our monthly vlogs and some specials here and there. And this is the second time we have watched Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. The first time we watched it a couple months ago in theaters.
Yeah, but back then we didn't come up with the idea to review movies.
Yeah, well, this predated this review series.
Yeah. So,
And that's why we didn't automatically start putting up review videos of previous videos of movies.
yeah.
But you never know. Maybe we'll go back and we watch some of our favorites, like Top Gun Maverick. Even though I've already done a Top Gun Maverick review, maybe you can do one on your own. Do it solo.
Maybe.
Yeah, that could happen. But anyways, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. The reason why we're doing a review of it is because we watched it again on Peacock. It's one of the streaming sites under Comcast. And since I happen to have Comcast Xfinity for my internet, I automatically get Peacock. One of the few benefits, I suppose, besides high-speed internet. And we decided just to, hang out, rewatch Puss in Boots: The Last Wish on Friday night. And what was your opinion about it? Non-spoilers, then we'll go into spoilers.
All right. Well, in my opinion, it was really good. One
Yeah.
of the best movies from DreamWorks in a quick minute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty good. It literally left the original Puss in Boots in the dust, and that was made like in 2010 or something, I think, or 2011. That movie was just not that good, and then this one just completely blows it out of the water. It's so good. And the best part is you don't have to watch the first one to know what happens in the second one. Because GB has never seen it.
No, I've never seen the first Puss in Boots. In fact, just recently I watched the Shreks because you got me into Shrek 1 and 2.
That's Puss in Boots' first appearance for anybody that didn't know.
Yeah.
He appears on Shrek 2, then Shrek 3, Shrek 4, and then Puss in Boots 1, and then now his own movie again, Puss in Boots 2.
A.K.A. Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
Yeah. I don't know if he appears on anything else. I think those are the only movies he's in. If
Right.
I'm not mistaken. If I am, just please enlighten me.
Yeah, and of course Puss in Boots voiced by legendary actor Antonio Banderas.
Yep. And same thing with the Spanish dub.
Yep, Spanish.
Yeah, Spanish, English, and apparently Italian. We haven't seen the movie in Italian, but
That's impressive.
it's pretty impressive.
Because most of the time what they do whenever they star in a movie, like they'll obviously voice the English version because they're English actors. Well, Antonio Banderas is a Spanish actor, but he's obviously multilingual. He can speak fluent English, Spanish, and apparently Italian as well. And I guess he loves being Puss in Boots so much that him and Selma Hayek, who plays Kitty Softballs, like she is also at least bilingual. She speaks Spanish and English. They voiced their character in English and Spanish.
Right.
And I gotta give my props to them because it's probably easier for them just to voice it once in English.
Yeah, and then that's it. Just call it quits.
And then just have somebody else, voice in Spanish on the cheap. But, props to Antonio Banderas, Selma Hayek, a few of the other actors. I think at least one other actor did the same thing with a new character called Perito.
Yeah. I think he did the Spanish. It sounds very similar, his Spanish, like compared to his English dubbing. It's extremely similar. It's probably the same actor.
Yeah, it does sound like the same guy.
Yeah.
The others, it seems pretty apparent that it's different actors and actresses.
Yeah, like Beth, and obviously the Bears and
Goldilocks, Jack Horner.
Yeah, they're all different people.
Yeah.
But like the main three, main group is just themselves.
Yeah, it seems to be, at least for English and Spanish.
Yeah. Now, again, we haven't seen the movie in Italian.
No,
and I don't think we will.
No. But what we did was we watched the movie again, and then we watched through parts in Spanish because you were curious how Antonio Banderas and Selma Hayek and the others would sound.
Well, yeah, because I remember when I was like little, I remember watching the older movies and I saw the Spanish dubs because obviously I didn't know English back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to see, it's like, yeah, he sounds pretty good. And I wanted to see if he sounds exactly like I remembered. And yeah, he does. It's still pretty much the same Antonio Banderas. So, yeah, it was pretty cool just seeing him as, he still has his Spanish magic.
And it is interesting to see it from your point of view because I'm used to Antonio Banderas mostly talking in English, except for every now and then whenever he was able to say something in Spanish in a movie our TV show.
Yeah.
And he also does the same thing in Puss in Boots on the English version. But to listen to how comfortable him and Selma Hayek are speaking in Spanish, you notice a difference.
Yeah, there is a difference.
And that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was pretty natural for me to hear them since, well, I speak Spanish.
Yeah.
But yeah, just hearing, because the thing is, I'm used to like a few different types of Spanish. It's like, like Mexican Spanish, Puerto Rican Spanish, South American. Like, I'm not too used to
old
yeah,
Spain.
like Spain Spanish. But I watched a few movies of like Spain Spanish, and you get used to the accent.
And that's where Antonio Banderas is from.
Yeah, then that's where that came in.
Yeah.
So I already was pretty used to him when it came to like his way of speaking.
Yeah. And it's an awesome fan service for Spanish-speaking fans in Spanish-speaking countries. So they're able to go into the movie and enjoy Puss in Boots: The Last Witch with the main actors speaking their native tongue.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
But,
I overall liked it.
Yeah, me too. I absolutely love Puss in Boots, watching it the first time.
Even just English dub or Spanish dub.
Yeah. Well, English, obviously, I understand it a little bit better. One day, I hope to become fluent in Spanish. I should have done that many years ago because I did grow up in Texas after all. But better late than never, I suppose.
I mean, every once in a while, I do ask you, like, hey, how do you say this in Spanish?
I know a handful of words in Spanish.
All right, let's see. I'm going to put you on the spot again.
No.
One more. How do you say Puss in Boots in Spanish? I asked you this question
I don't know because it sounds nothing like Puss in Boots.
Really?
Like, I know gato is cat.
Okay, gato. Okay, that's Puss.
Okay.
With?
Okay.
What is with?
Boots.
No, but what is with in Spanish?
Why are you doing this to me?
Okay, gato con botas.
Gato con botas.
I'll give it to you.
Yeah, my Spanish is terrible. I apologize to any viewers out there that also speak Spanish. I'm sorry.
It's fine. Yeah, I asked him that question like 4 times yesterday.
No, you do it all the time.
No, since yesterday.
And sometimes I get annoyed and I start making up words.
Yeah, you do that. It's funny.
I don't do it to be offensive. I just do it because, well, it's me we're dealing with.
I'm offended.
And to be honest, I am actually disappointed in myself. If there's one thing I could have gone back and done better is pay more attention in Spanish class. Because I took a few Spanish classes growing up. And I wish I would have actually become fluent in it. But maybe one day.
Did you just think like you weren't just going to use it or something?
Or
you just didn't care?
It's not that I didn't care. It's just that I didn't put forth the effort that I should have done. I mean, for one thing, there's a pretty impressive Hispanic population in Texas, most of which are, Tejanos, Texas-born of Mexican descent, and Mexican Americans and first, second generation Mexicans. And I had friends that are Mexican. I have members of my family I consider to be family that are also Mexican American. So, yeah, I do feel like I would have been better off if I was fluent in both English and Spanish.
I get that.
But, it's all about hindsight in 2020. But overall, back to Puss in Boots: Last Witch. Yes, I did not see the first Puss in Boots. I've only seen Shrek 1 and 2. We're not going to watch Shrek 3 and 4 because you've told me they're not very good.
Yeah, well, apparently, sure, for those ones, he likes 4.
Yeah.
But we haven't, I don't like it that much. 3's the worst one. That's hands down was extremely obvious.
Well, we've watched some videos on 3 and 4.
But
so I know
4,
basically what happens in 3 and 4. And to be honest, I'm glad we watched the videos on 3 and 4 because I wasn't too impressed.
Just go watch 1 and 2. That's it.
Yeah.
Don't watch anything else.
But overall, my opinion about Puss in Boots: The Last Witch, before we go into spoilers, loved it. Amazing. I enjoyed watching it the second time just as much as I did the first time in theaters. Of course, it's on the big screen, so yeah, there's obviously a huge difference watching something on the big screen and then watching something on our TV, even though we have a decent-sized TV.
What's funny is that we were going to watch Megan first, but then we decided, you want to watch Puss in Boots: Last Wish?
Yeah.
Because then I say, like, oh, a lot of people are praising this movie. You want to go see it? And it's like, oh, do you want to see it over Megan? It's like, sure, fuck it, why not? And then we decided just to go see it.
It was a good choice.
And you loved it.
Yeah.
You loved it. I was genuinely surprised because I thought you weren't just going to care. Like,
No,
did you go with the mentality that you were just going to be like, I don't care, I'll just watch it?
No, because people were praising it already, and we had already watched Shrek 1 and 2, and I liked Shrek 1 and 2. I'm like, you know what, Puss in Boots seems kind of cool. I'm only familiar with what he did in Shrek 2, but I like him. I like Antonio Banderas, and that made me interested in checking out Puss in Boots: Last Wish, and I'm glad we did.
Right. So how do you feel after you saw it for the first time? Like, was it better than you expected?
Oh, it was way better. I think it's the best movie. Like, I think it's better than Shrek 1.
Really?
Yeah.
So if you had to put Shrek 1, 2, and then Puss in Boots 2.
Puss in Boots, Last Wish, Shrek, and Shrek 2.
Wow.
That's how I rate those 3.
Wow.
That's how good Puss in Boots, Last Wish is. Now, Shrek 1 is really good, and Shrek 2 is okay, but like...
I think my problem with Shrek 1 and 2 is that it's been memed to death.
Oh, yeah, it has.
They have memed it so much to the point where I just can't take the movie seriously.
Yeah, you're right, but... Yeah, going back to Puss in Boots, The Last Wish, absolutely worth watching, especially if you're a Shrek fan or you like Puss in Boots and you saw the first one. You didn't like the first one. Apparently, it's not very good. It's mid at best.
The first one, it's very forgettable.
Yeah, I mean, even Critical Drinker was praising Puss in Boots, The Last Wish. And I was hoping he was going to do a review of it, but I never imagined he would. But enough of his fans, convinced him to watch it.
Yeah.
And he had nothing but praise to give that movie.
It's a really good movie.
It is. It's a great movie.
Go watch it.
Yeah, go watch it. I'd say 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. Yeah. 9, yeah.
All right, spoiler time. Let's talk spoilers.
All right, so you start.
All right, so we start off with Puss in Boots at the governor's mansion, having a good time, having a party. They're singing, they're drinking, and the governor shows up, and the Puss in Boots gets fight with the governor and the governor's henchmen. And then fireworks go off. A big giant starts attacking the mansion in the town, and Puss in Boots saves the day, right?
Yeah, basically he's just trying to make himself look like super cool.
Yeah.
Like this really good guy, and he's a legend,
Yeah.
and he's a badass, and he can take on anybody. He's a fearless hero.
Yeah, he's the fearless hero, like you were singing earlier.
Yeah, and yeah, he just thinks he's like the best, basically.
And it really sets the stage with what kind of character you're dealing with when it comes to Puss in Boots.
Basically, he's full of himself.
Yeah, and he's not just full of himself. He backs it up. He talks the talk, he walks the walk. He's a cat with a sword, and he knows how to use it.
Yeah, pretty badass.
And he doesn't fear death. Well,
He laughs in the face of death.
yeah, that changes.
And then he dies.
He dies.
Like at the end of his battle,
with the giant.
the Taco Bell bell lands on him.
Yeah.
And then he dies, and they have this whole bullshit of that.
The doctor. Yeah.
Yeah, the doctor. That apparently cats have like 9 lives, and he sunk his last life.
Yeah, he's already died 8 times.
Even though for me that makes no sense because
that's based off of like a.
Well, I know, but it's the whole that he has 9 lives, even though it's the same body.
Well, it's the old saying about cats having 9 lives.
Yeah, I know that. I know.
So it works in this world, which is based around fairy tales, and nursery rhymes, and lore, and mythology. So it works for Puss in Boots to give him 9 lives.
Yeah, it makes sense. But at the same time, it's like, well, what happened to his other bodies? Like, he got burned, and what happened to his body?
He dies, and he just comes back to life.
Okay, well,
I guess you could say he kind of regenerates like a Time Lord, but he doesn't change his body.
Okay.
He just somehow comes back from the dead.
I don't know. It's just something that I just thought on the spot, but I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
In that world.
Yeah.
But then, then after that, he's like, you have to retire because you're in your last life. If you die, you die. And that's it. And it's like, no, I'm Puss in Boots. I will not retire. I'm the best. And I'm a legend. And I'm just going to keep living my life. Fuck you, doctor. And, then he goes to a bar. It's like, retire. Who the hell do you think I am? And then he meets a quote-unquote bounty hunter. Mm-hmm. He just teleports.
Yeah, Lobo.
Yeah, Lobo, which means wolf.
Yeah.
He's basically... character design-wise, he's beautiful.
Yeah, very impressive. And very intimidating. And the voice acting, very good.
Yeah. So basically, he's a bounty hunter. He's like, oh, can I have your autograph? And it's like Puss in Boots wanted picture, dead or alive. And he keeps pointing to the picture.
Yeah, his claw keeps tapping on dead.
On dead, yeah.
Well, to be fair, he never claims to be a bounty hunter.
No,
Puss makes the assumption he's a bounty hunter.
Yeah. Because, he has the wanted poster.
Yeah.
So he just assumed that. But then, obviously, Puss in Boots is like, whatever, I'll deal with this like super quick, and he gets absolutely destroyed.
He does.
And obviously, I guess the bounty hunter.
Yeah.
You know who it is. If we're gonna
spoilers, I mean, we're already spoiling it anyways.
Yeah. So it's Death.
Yeah, it's basically Death.
So Death basically just completely destroys him and just gives him a little bit of blood, cuts him.
He nearly cut. He does get a small cut on his head. Puss.
Yeah, with his 2 beautiful, good-looking sickles.
Yeah.
I love those weapons. Like, they just look so fucking cool. And, basically he gets destroyed. He takes the sword. off Puss in Boots, and he's like, pick it up, because he's basically like, oh yeah, fight for your life.
Yeah, and now Puss realizes he's at the moment no match to this individual, this big giant wolf with big red eyes.
Yeah, so it's basically death himself. So of course,
But he doesn't realize it's death at the moment.
No, he doesn't know.
Yeah.
He realizes like almost at the end.
Yeah.
But basically he starts like light flashing before his eyes, and he sees all these flashbacks of what he has done in like Shrek 2 and 3 and 4 and Puss in Boots 1. And it's actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then he basically gets scared and runs away.
Yeah, he grabs his hat and runs away, leaving his sword
Yeah,
behind.
he leaves the sword. And
then the death says run. In Spanish he says run cat run, right?
yeah, run cat or
Yeah.
kitty,
Yeah.
basically. Then we transition into him retiring. He buries his outfit. He's pretty much done with his life. He's like, whatever. He's very sad about it.
Yeah, he's sad because now he's Pickles.
Yeah, he's now Pickles.
He lives with a crazy cat lady.
Yeah, he basically, goes there and lives his life because he doesn't want to lose his last life. So it's like, I'm just playing it safe. I'm just going to live my life here and nothing bad happens to me.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's basically it for him until
He meets a
few
friend.
days later. He meets a friend called...
Well, he doesn't have a name yet.
No, he doesn't have a name yet. He's calling him No Name, basically.
Yeah. But he starts calling him Perrito because he's basically a chihuahua pretending to be a cat.
Well, what does perrito mean?
Dog.
Yeah, okay.
But
Okay.
here's how good this movie is, because I cannot stand chihuahuas. I do not like chihuahuas. I'm sorry if you happen to have a chihuahua, but I don't like them. All right, I do love dogs, okay? I have a dog. He's a good boy with our jet on fire.
I'm on fire!
But anyways,
I don't know why.
I'll finish my point before we, I guess, get a different aircraft, because apparently the venom.
The venom has the same effect as the vampire.
Yeah.
I don't know why, because I've been keeping it on the air this whole time and it's fine. But
Yeah.
apparently not anymore. Now it's dead.
Yeah, I feel like what they did was they took the model for the venom and they copy-pasted it over the same code they built for the vampire in Flight Simulator, the third-party team that made both planes, because both planes have very similar issues.
I'll keep it in the air.
But I only got it because she loves these planes.
I do.
Yeah. But anyways, this is how good Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is. I actually grow to really like Perrito.
Yeah.
Despite him being a chihuahua, I like that dog.
Because he hates chihuahuas.
Yeah, you don't like chihuahuas either.
No, it's like a, what is it? Like, what do you call it? Like a
Rat.
Like a rat? Yeah.
Basically a rat.
Dog rat.
Yeah. But that's how good the movie is. That's how good the characters are. It's so good that even if you're like us and you don't like chihuahuas, before the movie's over, you may find yourself really liking Perrito.
Yeah.
So, anything you would like to say about Perrito?
Overall, he's a pretty good character. He's very innocent-like.
He is.
He's like very innocent.
He's very pure of heart.
Yeah. And it's actually kind of a sad story of what happened to him, like his little origin story that he says.
Yeah, we find out about it later.
And you see, like in the picture, like he's unwanted.
Yeah.
It was actually very sad.
Yeah.
But I mean, we can understand why. I mean, he's such a chihuahua.
Yeah.
So I can understand why he's unwanted.
All right, so now we've met Perrito, and we have Puss in Boots, Pickles, hanging out at a crazy cat lady's house along with all these other cats.
Yeah.
And who shows up looking for Puss in Boots?
Goldilocks and the Free Bears.
Yes.
Yeah. What is it, Mama, Papa, and Baby or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so those are the Free Bears. And basically they want to hire Puss in Boots because they want to star.
Yeah, the Wishing Star, which
Wishing
is
Star.
basically the MacGuffin of the movie.
Yeah. Oh, of course, the last wish.
Yeah.
And they want to make the wish.
Yeah, at the beginning of the movie, you hear Puss in Boots talking about the star, how it fell from the sky into the forest, and if somebody can get through the dark forest to the star,
Yeah.
they're granted one wish.
Yeah. That's basically literally at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah. So Goldilocks, the Three Bears are looking for Puss in Boots to help find the map
Right.
to lead them to the Wishing Star.
Right. And they actually grab him.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait a second, that's not Puss in Boots. He looks like super dead.
Yeah, he's grown out his like
his
he has
hair.
a beard and it says pickles on his name collar. He looks nothing like. He just looks like an orange tabby, basically.
Yeah. So basically, it's like, oh, guys, I found him, and turns out it's just his clothes buried.
Yeah, Baby found it because Baby has a really good nose.
Yeah. And he's like, okay, well, Puss in Boots is dead, so they just decide to just keep going.
Yeah.
And when Puss in Boots hears about it, it's like, oh, wait, wish? So it is real, it does exist. And he's like, okay, well, I want that wish for myself, basically.
Yeah.
And then Perrito wants to go with him.
Yeah.
But basically, at that point, they're not friends still, like Perrito and Puss. It's like, oh, I'm going to go alone, don't worry. Puss in Boots works alone. So
he just runs off.
So basically, bye, and leaves Perrito in the back. So we transition into this city where Puss in Boots is looking for the map. Yeah. And then Perrito finds him.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, you don't have a weapon, here's a stick.
Yeah, it gives him a stick. So funny.
Yeah.
But the map is being delivered to Big Jack Horner.
Yeah. Which I never heard of, like...
It's a nursery rhyme about little Jack Horner.
I never heard of it.
But they kind of flesh him out growing up. I guess he comes from a wealthy family, has a pie-making empire, makes billions of dollars, I guess, in this land making pie sales. But he's a complete psychopath.
Yeah.
He doesn't care about anybody.
He doesn't.
But he's collecting all these magical items because he's obsessed with magic.
He's a collector.
Yeah. And he wants the map so that he can get a wish in order to have all the magical powers in the world.
Basically.
Yeah.
So, basically after that, it's like, okay, well, aren't you going to reward us with gold? Because he promised, like, these two thieves that got in the map.
Yeah, the
gold.
sisters.
And then he's like, have you heard the Midas touch? And he turns one of the sisters
to gold.
Into gold. It's like, here's your gold.
Yeah, basically killing one of the sisters. But don't feel sorry for the sisters because they had to murder to get the map. So they're not exactly good people.
No. So, one of the sisters dies.
Yeah, she gets what she deserves. And
yeah.
the other one doesn't seem too torn up about it.
No.
Because she just takes the other sister's weight in gold, literally, and hauls it out.
Mm-hmm. So, basically, after that, Puss and Kitty Softpaws appears. He's like...
Yeah, she's after the map, too.
Yeah, he opens the crate.
Yeah, the chest.
The chest. And then she's inside, and she wants to take the map. And then again, Kitty, in that position, also wants a wish. And Puss wants a wish, and Goldilocks wants a wish. And
so they show up as well.
Yeah, so it's basically like 3 factions.
4 at the moment?
At the moment, yeah.
Yeah, 4.
Yeah, 4 at the moment. But basically everybody wants the map because everybody wants the wish. And at this point, Puss and Kitty grab the map and... they try to escape and they grab a cart and they're being chased by the entire thing.
And unfortunately, Perrito has a wagon, so Perrito's able to get them out of town even though they're being chased.
Right. So at this point, after that scene, the whole movie becomes a race.
Yeah, basically.
On who's going to get there first.
Yeah.
But, Jack Horner is, he's a merciless killer, I guess you could say. He doesn't care.
Yeah, he's basically soulless. He's a psychopath, serial killer, sociopath. He has this magical bag. I think it's supposed to be Mary Poppins' bag that you can put almost anything in. And he starts putting all these magical items, including like unicorn horns, a crossbow, some Alice in Wonderland. There's a lot of like references.
Yeah.
Like he has the Phoenix. He also ends up having Jiminy Cricket, even though he doesn't call it Jiminy Cricket.
It's like a cockroach.
Well, it's a cricket, but anyways, he has all these abilities, and he also has a Cinderella's pumpkin. He transforms with the wand. Which is weird because the fairy godmother is the antagonist of Shrek 2.
Well, but she died.
She died, so somehow Jack Horner got his hands on
her
wand.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. He's rich, she's powerful, he has connections, obviously. So he turns the pumpkin into his big battle machine with his chefs.
Yeah. So basically, he's in the... he's going to chase him too.
Yeah.
With Goldilocks and the gang, while Puss and Kitty and Perrito are together.
Yeah.
So that's the whole 3 races right there.
Yeah. So to recap, first you have Perrito, you have Puss in Boots, you have Kitty Sawpaws in a wagon. They've got the lead, they got the map. They're being pursued by Goldilocks and the 3 bears, but they're also being pursued by Jack Horner and his dozen bakers.
Yeah, basically.
But someone else is also pursuing Puss in Boots.
Yeah, he's not after the wish, he's after Puss.
Yeah.
And basically it's death.
Yep.
He shows up and he does the whole coin thing with
over
the
his
eyes.
yeah.
Yeah.
And points at him, yeah.
That was so cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's scared shitless. And he's like, run, run. And we transition into the scene when they're in the desert. They're talking about each other and how Puss, we don't trust Puss. What is it? Kitty says, I don't trust Puss.
Yeah.
And basically...
things did not apparently end well for them after the first movie.
Yeah. So, yeah, she doesn't trust Puss. And, what is it? Perito loves them both.
Yeah.
Basically. Even though he has barely spent any time with them.
Yeah, and both Puss and Kitty are so distrusting that they think that Perito is up to something.
Yeah, with his dumbness, but no, he's just like that.
Yeah,
he's just built different.
Yeah, I mean, he's not dumb. He's just very naive and very innocent and very pure of heart.
I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're basically like that, and they're basically like that the entire movie, like until the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, then after that, you see Goldilocks' reason on why she wants the wish, which she wants a real family.
Yeah, she's keeping it concealed from her other family, which are the mama, father bear, and the baby bear.
Yeah, but basically that's what she wants. She wants a human family.
Yeah, because that's her story. She got lost in the woods. She came across a cabin with the 3 beds and the 3 porridges, and the babies was just right. And I like the way they flesh out the story of Goldilocks and the bears.
Yeah, I guess it's good because I've never seen their story ever heard of it.
Well, I think in the original story, Goldilocks is obviously gets waken up scared to death of the bears, and the bears aren't happy, and so she runs off into the woods. And I guess eventually in the story itself, she finds her family. But I love this version of the story, because the bear family basically take Goldilocks in as their own daughter, and
Baby's not too happy with it.
no,
they just keep fighting.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's basically a sibling rivalry thing. I mean, that's to be expected. But
right, but then then after that, you see Jack Horner.
Yeah.
And then they're into this. They enter this portal into the dark forest.
Yeah, each group enters into the dark forest first. Obviously, Kitty and Puss and Perito.
Yeah, and everybody has their own version road.
Yeah.
Like someone has I forgot the Cave of Lonely and Souls. That's Puss.
Well, the path that Puss and Kitty have are not exactly the easiest paths to get to the star. They're both very dangerous.
Yeah.
But then Perito's path is...
It's super easy. It's the blue flowers forest.
Yeah.
And some shit like that, the river of relaxation or something. I don't know. Yeah. I don't remember.
I guess the star is judging each person. And the more pure the heart is, the easier the path the star is going to give you to get to it.
So basically, Perito is the innocent and naive and kind-hearted and everything. So obviously, his one is the easiest.
And he doesn't even want a wish.
He doesn't even want the wish. So what they do is just they take Perito's path.
Yeah, they kind of take advantage of him there.
Yeah, they take Perito's path. It's the easiest one. Okay, let's get to the star.
Yeah.
And Perito, he doesn't want a wish. He already has his wish, which is Puss and Kitty being together and being friends and everybody being friends together, and he basically already has what he wants.
Yeah.
And then Puss obviously wants his life back, and what is it that Kitty wants?
Kitty wants someone she can actually trust.
Yeah, that's what she wants.
Because I guess she's been betrayed so many times in her life that the one thing she wants more than anything is just one person that she can confide in, she can trust, and I think a lot of people want something like that,
Yeah.
So they all want something that's, well, at least the main 3. Well, actually, Goldilocks, what she wants, she technically already has, and she comes to realize that before the end of the movie.
Yeah.
But, obviously, Puss in Boots wants 9 lives back, so he can be a legend again.
Yeah. But then, we'll get to the ending later.
Yeah,
but, basically, it's a race, and they see that what is it? Perito's path is the easiest, and it's oh, don't worry, don't worry about the flowers. Just smell them, just relax,
because Puss and Kitty try to fight the flowers.
Yeah, they're what are they here? And it's oh, let's just fight them. Yeah. Basically.
And Perito's no, we just need to stop and smell the roses, and
just smell the roses.
Just smell them, and the flowers, let them pass.
Yeah, and basically everybody else is just killing them.
Yeah.
Because the other 2 catch up. Yeah. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Jack Horner catches up to Goldilocks and throws them. Yeah, and throws them off the cliff.
What he does is he pulls out Excalibur And even though Excalibur is still in the stone, because only King Arthur can pull the sword out of the stone, but because Horner's so big and gigantic, he just took the stone as well.
He basically uses this as a baseball bat.
Yeah, and just knocks them off the road.
Yeah, so it's like, get out of here. And then they fight the flowers.
Yeah.
But the thing about the flowers is that they're man-eating flowers.
Yeah.
So
They start killing the bakers.
And it's not off screen or anything. You actually see one of them die on the spot.
Yeah, one of them gets basically like eaten to bones.
Yeah, it's basically a skeleton.
Yeah. For a kid film, it's pretty hard for a kid film, and it's one of those films that you can love just as much as a kid as an adult, and you can get things as an adult that a kid wouldn't catch.
Yeah, that's why I love it so much.
Yeah, me too. I love movies like that.
So basically, after that, they tried to escape, but he's like, oh fuck, and basically everybody's dying. And he reaches into the back and he pulls out the phoenix. Mm-hmm. And he wants to use that phoenix basically as a flamethrower.
Yeah, and that's how he manages to burn his way through the flowers.
Yeah, he basically burns the flowers down. But before that, he picks somebody else, which is the cockroach.
It's not a cockroach, it's a cricket.
Okay, so anyways, the cockroach... No, just joking.
It's based off Jiminy Cricket, but it's not... They never call it Jiminy Cricket, but it's obvious with the voice acting. It sounds very similar to Jiminy Cricket. Like, I'm your conscience. I'm trying to tell you from right from wrong.
Yeah,
I don't think you should be doing this, Jack.
Yeah, but Jack doesn't care.
Yeah, Jack doesn't care. He just stays with Jack, I guess, in desperation to try to find some good in Jack.
No, like even at the final scene when he's with him, he's like, "There's always some good in people. There's always some good in people."
Yeah, but there's no good in Jack, and I think that's why people like him as a villain.
Yeah, he works, and the voice acting too.
Yeah,
he's really good.
He is. But some of the bakers survive, but not for long.
Yeah, basically they transition into the next scene where they're crossing like a little bridge, but the bridge is made out of
bakers.
The bakers, and they all fall to their death.
Yeah, because he's using the bakers as a bridge, and he gets across the bridge, but then he tries to get his war wagon made out of the pumpkin across, but it's just too heavy.
And they all fall to their death.
Yeah, except for one. It's
like, are you quiet? Like, you don't talk too much, do you? And it's like, mm-mm. And he just lets them live and picks them up.
So, yeah, Jack's down to one baker left.
And then it comes to the line that it's like, oh my God, you're horrible. You're horrible.
Yeah, Jiminy Cricket finally has the revelation that, Jack Horner's not a nice guy.
Your wish is horrible. Well, what took you so long, idiot?
Just dumps him. Yeah. Poor Cricket.
Yeah. So, basically, you don't see him, like at the end of the movie. Like, after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just gone.
Yeah.
So basically, then after that, what was it? I think Death shows up.
Yeah, Death shows up, and I think. Well, and then we're missing a whole bunch of stuff, but we're trying to get through this without taking forever. Several fights break out between the different groups. Let's see, Perito gets captured a couple times and rescued a couple times. There's a nostalgia cabin also for Goldilocks and the Bears. And it basically gives you the backstory about what we were just talking about.
Yeah, about Goldilocks and everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, but then let's see, Puss gets separated. He gets in like this. I guess you could call it like the Fortress of Solitude, similar to Superman's.
It's the Cave of Lost and Souls or something.
Yeah, but it looks similar to the Fortress of Solitude.
Yeah, so basically he gets trapped in there himself, and it's like, oh look at the map, kitty, so he can see.
Yeah. And
it's just a cave, and he continues ahead and what is it? Perito gets captured by the bears and Goldilocks.
Yeah.
And Kitty tries to save Perito, and then Puss goes on his own.
Yeah.
And, okay, so I guess basically they like Perito, like Goldilocks and the gang like Perito.
Because he's very likable.
Yeah, he's very likable. And they get debated. Because
by Kitty, yeah.
Yeah, Kitty basically takes him off screen.
Yeah, uses a pine cone and like switches him like really quick because she's a master thief, so she can just.
Yeah, she pulls an Indiana Jones.
Yeah, but meanwhile in the cave you have
Puss in Boots.
Yeah, you have Puss in Boots encountering his past lives.
Yeah, they're like in colored gems or something.
Yeah,
but yeah, they talk to each other like they start singing like a favorite fearless hero again.
Yeah,
and then they realize like, wait a second. He's like the legend, and he's all alone, no one to share it with, and he's like, you don't need anybody else. And that's when he starts seeing that, how selfish he is.
Yeah.
And how full of himself he is.
Yeah, he realizes he doesn't like the person he once was.
Yeah. And I guess that's the point where everything changes for him. Yeah. Right there. It's like, you guys are jerks. And that's right there when he realizes that he doesn't want to be that.
Yeah.
And basically, someone comes in.
Yep.
Once he says that. And it's...
Yeah, it's Death.
It's Death.
And that's when he finally tells Puss who he is. And I love the way he says it. He has this really good line about not theoretically, not philosophically, I am death straight up.
Gay, straight up.
That's the meme.
That's the meme version. I'm gay, straight up. It's hilarious. I love that meme.
And basically, why is death not really happy with Puss?
Well, because he's been taking him as a joke, basically.
Yeah, he's been laughing at death, where everyone else has 1 life, cats get 9 lives.
And he's not really a cat person.
Well, I think the reason why he doesn't like cats is because of the fact everyone else only has 1 life. And to make matters worse, basically, he's watched Puss throughout all of his lives, basically wasting his lives.
Yeah, he doesn't care. He throws them all away.
Yeah.
So he doesn't appreciate.
Yeah.
That's also something. He doesn't appreciate the life he has.
Exactly.
So, yeah, he's very pissed with him.
Yeah.
And then after that...
That's why he just wants to say, you know what, I don't care anymore. I'm just going to take you out now because you're just going to waste your life anyways.
Yeah, so that's why, like, why are you coming after me if I'm still alive? And he explains why.
Yeah.
Because you're just throwing basically your life away, so I might as well just take yours.
Yeah.
So, yeah, then after that, he's running in fear again. Mm-hmm. And I love how his hairs, like, start popping up.
Yeah,
and
it starts standing up.
And crawling.
Yeah. There's also a good scene earlier when he's running again. I guess a previous scene where he runs away in fear because he sees death in the distance when they're all fighting Jack Horner and the bears and Goldilocks. He runs off into the woods and he's having a panic attack. So it's a really good moment where a lot of people felt it because he was suffering from PTSD. And the one thing that Perito wanted to be, besides friends with people like Puss in Boots and Kitty, he also wants to be a therapy dog, and he actually gets to be a therapy dog because he lays there beside Puss. Puss is having a panic attack by a tree, and it's a very touching moment between.
And it works.
Yeah, it works.
That's the best part.
And then Puss also explains to Perito the backstory between him and Kitty. And,
yeah, what they did.
Yeah, and the fact that he did technically leave Kitty at the altar.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Right. But it doesn't matter because then she didn't show either.
Yeah, she didn't show up either, but Puss didn't know that, So they both technically left each other at the altar.
Yeah. But basically, then after that, he's running for his life, and it's like...
That's when they get to the star, finally.
Yeah, Puss gets to the star, but Kitty sees him, and he's running away, and she finds like he left him.
Yeah.
So then she starts getting pissed at Puss. It's like, you left me. I knew I shouldn't have trusted you. And then he wants to make the wish because of the 9 lives.
He finally tells her what he wants.
Yeah, and then after, when he's about to make the wish, he says, death is after me.
Yeah, and she doesn't
believe him. But, yeah, then after that, Goldilocks, I think, shows up.
With the bears.
And then Jack Horner's not too far behind.
Yeah.
And they all show up. They are all at the star.
Yeah.
And then after that...
they're all fighting over the map.
Yeah, they're all fighting over the map.
You have to have the map in order to say, when I wish upon a star, in order to make your wish.
Yeah. So, basically, after that, they all start fighting for the map.
Yeah.
And Jack Horner actually throws one of the bears.
Yeah, Baby Bear nearly gets killed.
Yeah. Basically, the little bakery chef that she saved.
Yeah.
That's like the test sample of what happens when you get out.
Yeah, you get destroyed.
She's the only one.
Yeah, the last remaining baker gets destroyed by the star.
Basically, she got disintegrated by the star. And then...
Goldilocks, prior to this, explains to the bears what her wish is finally. She finally tells them the truth about why she's doing this.
Which is stupid, of her part, because, she has what she wants, but she doesn't know it.
Yeah, that's kind of the point of her story. It sucks she lost her family, but she gained a new family.
Yeah. It's just took her forever to realize it.
Yeah, only until the very end when she was about to lose her brother, because Jack Horner hits the baby nearly falls out, the mama bear, father bear are trying to save the baby.
Yeah, and the baby almost gets disintegrated like the baker. Yeah. And basically she stops and it's like, fuck it, fuck the map, and he decides to save baby.
Yeah, she chooses to save her brother over the map.
So, and then I think right there is when she realizes what she has.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I don't need the wish anymore. So basically the bears and Goldilocks are out for the count when it comes to the wish, and they're not even going to go for the map.
Yeah, because she has what she truly wanted.
Yeah, so now she doesn't even need it. So then after that, if I'm not mistaken, Death shows up.
No, before that, Jack Horner gets his ass kicked by Puss, Kitty. They all team up against Jack Horner now.
Oh, yeah, they do.
They all team up against him, and they basically knock him into the Mary Poppins bag.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because, he knocked him out in there.
Yeah.
And then after that, that's when Death shows up.
Yep. Then Death shows up.
And that's when Kitty right there sees like, yeah, wow.
Yeah.
But obviously, yeah, she can't do anything because Death created like this arena of fire where Puss is trapped with him and only him.
Yep.
And he has to fight for his life. And
But at this point, Puss has also come to accept that he only has one life.
yeah, just one life. And he's going to fight for it. He's not even going to throw it away. So that I guess that's where the character development comes in, where he's become full circle.
Yeah, exactly.
And
He realizes he still has one life, and he has people to live for.
right. And I guess in this one, like, the fight scene is so good. It is really good. And basically, you have to see it. Like, the fight scene is super good.
That's very impressive.
And then after that, basically, he wins.
Yeah.
Or,
well, it's a draw.
It's a draw.
Because he even acknowledges after the fight between him and the Lobo, the wolf Death,
Yeah.
that I know I cannot defeat you, but...
Well, basically, he's immortal.
Yeah, but I value my life and I will fight for it till the end.
Yeah. And then he comes like, I came here for a little scrawny, what is it, like...
Yeah,
cat
I came here to kill a legend.
to kill a legend, but I don't see him anymore.
Yeah.
And that's when, right there, when he just transforms into another man, basically.
Yeah, that's... Death now acknowledges that Puss finally values his life.
Yeah. And then I'm assuming when he gets older in age, he'll be
Well,
like, we will see each other again.
Yeah.
Basically for Death to collect him.
Well, yeah, because Death comes for us all in the end.
Yeah. And then he leaves with the whistle. Oh my, that whistle is so
Yeah.
good. I can't whistle, so I cannot do it.
It's kind of like that.
Yeah. But
it's very ominous. That whistle's very...
Yeah, he does it really well.
Yeah.
And then after that, after their fight, it's like, wow, I didn't know Death was coming after you. I mean, I didn't know it was like actual death.
Yeah.
And they basically all get together, and Kitty basically gets her wish because Puss has changed.
Yeah, someone she now can trust.
Yeah.
Her, not only Puss, but also Perito.
Yeah, so basically she got what she wants. Goldilocks gets what she wants.
But there's one final fight left.
Yeah, basically, what is it? Jack Horner eats one of his little power-ups.
He eats one of the Alice in Wonderland treats that make... He has two treats. One to make you grow, one to make you become small. He eats the one that makes you grow. So he literally grows out of the Mary Poppins bag in order to try to get the map one last time. And he almost succeeds.
He almost. But then, I think, who was it that showed up?
No, they all of them, they destroyed the map.
Oh, yeah, they all grab the map and destroy it.
Yeah.
And so, what are you doing? He tries to repair it, but then Jiminy Cricket comes out of nowhere. With the Phoenix, and he burns the last piece.
Yeah.
And basically making the whole map burn, making the star just completely getting destroyed.
With Jack Horner being sunk into it, basically sealing his fate.
Yeah, he basically feels, he fucking dies.
Yeah.
Basically.
And he's like, what did I ever do to deserve this? I mean, specifically.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
And he does his little signature thing where...
Yeah, with his thumb, yeah.
Yeah. And then basically, they all get out, and Goldie has this moment where I see you like chuckle or cry or I don't know what you're doing every single time Baby explains himself to her.
Oh, yeah. He gets all torn up about it because, Baby thought he was about to die, and
she rescued him.
Because Baby always had this rivalry with her, too. I mean, he was the one who always said, oh, you're just an orphan, you're not a bear. Even though Mama and Papa Bear always accepted Goldilocks. So there's like this real magical bonding moment between all four of those characters.
Right.
And it's a good resolution. I guess they go off to take over the pie factory.
Yeah, and that's what they do because they talk about taking over his Jack Horner since he's not there anymore.
Yeah, that position's kind of vacant now.
Yeah, they talk about like the leadership position is like open now, or something like that.
And then let's see, they finally get a name for the dog.
Yeah, they just call him Perito.
Yeah, because then they start like finally, I guess Puss and Kitty realize they still love each other and they want to be with each other, but they also love the dog.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, well, what are we gonna call you?
And they come up with all these names.
They call him all these names, and he's like,
Jeff.
I just like Perito. So it's like, okay, well, Perito it is.
Yeah.
And he starts doing like, oh, don't worry, we'll work shopping it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, their team friendship.
Team friendship, that's also something else.
Yeah, they hate it, but the only one that likes it is Perito.
And they try to change it, but then Perito just made it official by having a poster.
Yeah, after they steal the governor's boat.
Yeah, so basically after they steal the governor's boat, it's like, oh, we didn't make this official. It's like, well, it's too late now.
Yeah.
So basically, they're called Team Friendship, and it's Perito now.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, where are we going then?
The final scene is really cool.
And it's like, okay, well, we're gonna go visit some old friends, and it shows far, far away with the castle and the Shrek music.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, that was cool. And then it just ends.
Yeah.
And it's just it's a really good movie.
Yeah.
Really, really good movie.
Yeah, from start to finish, it was a great movie.
I don't think there were any scenes where it was like, can we get over this scene already?
We watched a video the other day. We're not going to mention the content creator because it was the first time we came across them. They seem like an okay person, but they did a video nitpicking like one thing. And a movie this good, it doesn't deserve to be nitpicked. But only crappy movies or like mid movies that could have been a little bit better deserve to be nitpicked because you see the potential in those movies to be better, to be good. But a movie this good, yeah, it's not perfect. Okay, so what? But
I loved it.
I loved
still
it too. Yeah.
Like I wouldn't change anything
No,
about it.
me
I like
either.
it. I like it the way it is.
Yeah. So,
So-
yeah, it's just nitpicking for the sake of nitpicking.
But overall, great movie.
Yeah,
Watch
great.
it.
Absolutely worth watching.
Yeah. If you guys want to watch it, it's on Peacock right now.
Yeah, Peacock.
I think if I'm not mistaken, it was just available to DVD and Blu-ray.
Yeah.
So if you want to just buy it,
Yeah, especially if you're a fan of that universe.
yeah.
Yeah. But I hope that this means that they're going to do either a future Puss in Boots movie, maybe bringing back Shrek and Donkey and some of the others. Or maybe there's some people saying that Shrek 5 might be like in the works now. Or
Yeah. If there's one thing I will say about this movie is that if you hated the first movie, don't worry about
Yeah.
it. This one just completely blows it out of the water. Like the first movie was mid with Humpty Dumpty and whatever. It was like very stupid.
Isn't that one meant to be a prequel to Shrek?
I think so.
Okay, so you could completely do away with that one and just
It's
say
a spin-off, basically.
Yeah, it's a prequel. You can ignore the first movie because this is technically a sequel to the Shrek movies.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's really good. It's really good. It completely destroys the first one.
Yeah.
And if you've seen the first one, you were like, whatever. I don't want to see the second one. It's like whatever. No, trust me, this one's like really fucking good.
Absolutely.
And just give it a chance. You'll love it. And if you don't, well, I don't know what to tell you.
And for those of you out there that are wondering, well, why didn't y'all review Cocaine Bear like you talked about in All Quiet on the Western Front? Well, we decided not to go watch it.
We haven't seen it yet.
We're probably not going to because we might go watch 65. We're definitely going to go watch John Wick 4. So, and I've heard average reviews about 65 about getting spoiled. I mean, it might be cool just to go watch Kylo Ren fight dinosaurs, but I don't know.
But don't you like the dude from making websites?
Yeah, Squarespace is a website that makes website. Those commercials are so awful. The only thing that you like about the commercial is the fact, it has Adam Driver doing them.
Yeah. Or he just walks around like a triangle making websites.
It's, oh my God.
But anyways, 9 out of 10. Go watch the movie.
Yeah, 9 out of 10 for Puss in Boots Last Wish. If the next movie is, almost as good as this, or, in the ballpark of Puss in Boots Last Wish, Shrek 2, I'll definitely go watch it.
Yeah.
Whether it's a new Shrek movie or a new Puss in Boots movie or like a Shrek Puss in Boots team-up movie, whatever the hell they want to do, as long as it's good and not Shrek 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Right. But anyways.
Well, that's pretty much it from us. And let us know below in the comment section if you watched Puss in Boots Last Wish. What are your honest opinions about it? And how would you rank it in the Shrekverse? Along with the other Puss movie if you've watched it. Or just give us your top 3, right? Tell me your top 3. How would you rank Puss in Boots Last Wish with Shrek 1 and 2? Or if you happen to like 3 or 4 or...
I guess after seeing the movie, I would have to rate it like Puss in Boots 2, then 2 and 1.
Okay, so you and I are kind of in a disagreement about the way we rank Shrek, but that's totally fine. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
But I'm interested in, Riley's interested in how y'all would rank these movies, Puss in Boots and Shrek movies. And let us know what you'd like to see us review next, whether it's a movie or a TV series. Feel free and check out the playlist for TVs and movies on the channel and give us some recommendations below in the comments section.
Bye-bye.